Happy Wednesday to you. It's November the 20th, and it's just about time for the area's only live, local talk and entertainment show, Virginia This Morning. To kick into high gear, Amy Lacey and I have the pleasure of being your host, and we love every minute of it. I'm Bill Denny.
And I am the Amy Lacey he speaks of. Good morning to you, Bill.
Morning.
Good morning to all of you, our friends and viewers of the show. We enjoy being able to come together for another hour of great programming and are happy that you are along for the ride. And we do have a fantastic show planned today.
It's going to be a great show. It's Wednesday. We got some much needed rain last night. I think we'll check in with Tom, and I think he's talking about maybe some more again tonight. So that's good, you know, because it was getting kind of dry, and I know folks that have wells are like, oh, we need a little rain. Yeah.
And you know,
that's a lot of us that have wells too.
And I learned this by doing a segment at Colesville Nursery, but a lot of folks plant this time of year because it's a great time to do it because it's going to be kind of quiet, but you still need to water the plants outside this time of year.
So we got some much needed rain last night, and hopefully there'll be some more on the way. But we got a great day coming up today. Even though it's not sunny, we say we always try to bring you sunshine right here.
Yes, we do. This is the sunshine. Or you're the sun, I'm the shine, or vice versa maybe.
Whatever she said.
Yeah.
And it's one of the top comfort foods. That's what we're going to move on to. On many people's list, we're talking about rich and creamy mac and cheese. But not just any kind of mac and cheese. Popular chef and a winner of the recent cornbread making contest, Chef Kendra House, is here to walk us through the steps on creating what she calls Chef K's famous Southern macaroni and cheese. Well, we'll be the judge of that. And then looking forward to it too. Can't wait to get the forks out for it. Ooh, yeah, get a close up.
Yeah, I saw all the different cheeses that she has. Yum, yum, yum. Can't wait to introduce you to that recipe.
Yeah.
And she's a well sought after workplace parent consultant who we've enjoyed having on our show over the years. Our dear friend Deborah Porter is here to talk about the invisible mental load, the holiday edition. She always has some great information to share, and we will connect with her coming up in our second half hour.
I told Deborah when she walked in, I was reading the script and seeing what she was going to talk about. It said mental load. I must have been hungry because I saw meatloaf.
Meatloaf, mental load.
We had mac and cheese,
one and the same.
Meatloaf. It's all the same. It's time for Tom's breakfast before we get things going. Actually, it's lunchtime for you, isn't it, Tom Patton?
Yeah, man, meatloaf and mashed potatoes right now.
Yeah, or mac and cheese.
We can offer you macaroni and cheese,
mac and cheese sounds just as good, yeah. You're right, it's lunchtime. Getting a little peckish this time of day.
Peckish?
Yes, peckish.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry, I've been watching too many British television shows.
Or I think that Tom would actually like to do the where did it come from word game with you sometime when he starts throwing out things like that. So maybe we'll have to bring him in for a special edition sometime.
Where did peckish come from? I don't know.
I know.
We'll look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does mean hungry, right?
We haven't looked it up yet.
All right, we need to do that.
Yeah.
I hope it means hungry.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't mean anything else. So, all right, I don't know. All right, well, good afternoon or good morning. Whoo! Good morning still, isn't it? All right, we got a good thick cloud cover out here. We had about 2/10 of an inch of rain last night here at the station. Some folks got a little bit more, some had very little. But it was a nice shower, as Bill said. So right now we got a good cloud cover out there yet, and we expect mostly cloudy conditions through the day today. 60 degrees right now. We've been around 60 all morning long, so no big surprises. We're not climbing rapidly or anything. 50s to around 60, West Point at 60, 56 up in Tappahannock this morning. Low 60s, Southside Farmville at 58. Today about 68, mostly cloudy. Maybe still a sprinkle, a light shower, a little drizzle here and there. Our better rain chance comes tonight, when the strong cold front's going to come through. It's going to trigger some evening, probably late evening showers, and it's also going to pass with some gusty winds. Because it's a strong front, behind it we got some pretty dense air, so we could see gusts 30, maybe even a little higher as the front passes. Not all night long or anything like that, but just for a period with the front passing. It'll trigger some showers as well. We'll drop to 44. Here's a better animation of approximately the timing of the front coming through. And these birds behind me are having a great time. All right, and there you go. That's the orangish colors between maybe 8 and 11. You can see that kind of passing through the metro and then hanging near the coast for a while overnight. And then by tomorrow morning, it won't be as windy, but the breezes will be kicking up again tomorrow. In fact, the next couple of days, we're going to go through a pretty hefty weather transition here over the next few days, which typically means it's going to get fairly breezy with cooler air coming in. The barometer is going to be all over the place. For that. You can see that front way out towards Chicago, Indiana right now, moving in our direction. There's cold air that's behind it, and we'll get a few shots of that heading into the end of the work week here. All right, the timing of that front, the showers late into the evening. There's around 10 p.m. through the overnight, and it looks like the heaviest rain will be north, but we'll still get some showers here, don't get me wrong. And then tomorrow we'll start with some sun. And then I think the clouds will start to fill in during the day again. And that typically happens when there's colder air coming in aloft there. And kind of a similar situation on Friday, too. Friday's going to be even colder, be the chilliest day of the week. So there you go. You can see all that snow back toward the mountains. 68 today, 54 tomorrow. Still breezy, chilly on Friday, starting with sun. Clouds come in, 47. The weekend looking drier, maybe a little breezy yet on Saturday. A lot of sun, though, Saturday. Sunday, 55, and then we'll moderate back to the 60s Monday and around 70 by next Tuesday. All right, I hope you have a great Wednesday. Virginia this morning. We'll continue right after this.
Hello, sunshine. Happy Wednesday to you. We pride ourselves on having our finger on the pulse of what's trending in and around Central Virginia and beyond. I'm Amy Lacey.
I'm Bill Bevins. There is always something you can enjoy when you tune in each weekday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. So much territory to cover. And the unique thing about this show is that no 2 days are ever the same. For instance, while we were getting ready to start there, an alarm went off over here, and we're like, what's that? The oven's ready.
The oven has preheated, so that macaroni and cheese segment that we're about to have is on. So we're very excited about that part.
Smells great in here, too.
It really does smell great in here. And I do wish that we had some shoe cam today because Bill has on his cowboy boots. And I feel
like...
like...
walk around the room a little later on.
Maybe a little bit later, but I feel like it's just adding a certain aura to the studio today. Like we're rolling up to a saloon and, you know, we're going to have a great time.
All right, I'll get my order in.
And get your horse.
Before we do that, let's do a recap of what's coming up on today's show. She's a popular workplace consultant and a parent consultant who is plugged into the trends that affect parents, kids, and work-life balance. Today, she's going to talk about the invisible mental load, not meatloaf, mental load, the holiday edition. Deborah Porter will lead us in that conversation. That's coming up in less than 20 minutes.
I think I need my own consultation with Deborah because finding the balance is a process.
Definitely.
And you know if she wins a cooking competition, her food is just that good, and we can attest to it because we enjoyed her winning cornbread recipe last month. I am still having dreams about how good it was. Today she's back with our Chef K's famous Southern macaroni and cheese. It is a real crowd pleaser. Chef Kendra House is here. We can't wait to do some quality control later on today's show, and we know that the oven is ready.
And there's much more, but you have to stay tuned. Another High Point Wednesday here. So, Amy, you know what that means. Get ready for this week's word game. Where'd that come from? Okay, for those of you who are at home and haven't played the game before, I will mention a word and/or a phrase that we all use and we've heard, and all we got to do is figure out the origins of that word and/or phrase, where it comes from. Today's phrase is, take it with a grain of salt. Amy? Go ahead. Well, last week you got it right?
I did get it right. Last week was kindergarten. I knew that one. This one I don't, but I'm going to think about it for a second. I smile through my anxiety. Let's see here. I think of Mary Poppins, who said a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. So maybe like a bit of salt does not make the food go down. And maybe it's just something like, because if you take it with a grain of salt,
You're
you
kinda
just
taking it for, yeah.
So maybe it has to do with that, with the whole cooking thing, and if you put the salt in it, it just makes it kind of worse.
Well, take her answer with a grain of salt. And
I probably did not get it right this time, but you know what? That's okay, because we will have fun next week.
going
again.
for 2 in a row. All right, so stick around. We'll find out later whether she got it right later on in today's live show.
And remember, if you can't watch our show live, no worries. Technology has you covered 24/7. All you have to do is visit our show website, virginiathismorning.com. Again, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And our website isn't the only place you can watch Virginia This Morning. We can be viewed on the apps Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Android TV channels. You can watch it there too. And now if you need the app, just visit the App Store on your device and search WTVR Richmond. Best part, it is absolutely free.
Best price point ever. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Virginia This Morning. Thanks for coming back from the commercial break. With the kickoff of the holiday season next week with Thanksgiving, things have the potential to get even more hectic. Our next guest has a list of 5 things that you can do to help. She's our dear friend, Deborah Porter, a workplace parent consultant, who's going to talk about the invisible mental load, the holiday edition. Great to see you, Deborah.
Nice to see you as well. Thanks for having me.
What a timely conversation, because, we always have so much on our plates, but add the holidays to the mix and that to-do list, it just gets more extensive.
It does. It does. So, and when we say the invisible mental load, what we're really talking about are the often unnoticed, ongoing mental effort that it takes just to manage a household, family schedules, daily routines. And so when you have that going anyway, and now you add the holiday layer to it, it can be a lot. So really, I'm hoping today to help parents and help moms specifically to make that invisible load more visible so that other people in the home and in the family can help out.
So you have the list of 5 things to keep in mind as we navigate this season. Let's go with number 1. What is that? What do we need to be doing?
So the first one is consider having a holiday load sharing plan. And what I mean by that is sit down with your family, sit down with your partner, and really talk about what are all the things that need to be done this holiday season. Which things am I going to do, but what things can others do as well? Because I think as moms, one of the things that we're famous for is we just get it done.
Yeah.
We just want it done. And I can probably do it quicker than what it's going to take me to explain it to you and watch you do it. But Mom, give them a moment, right? They need to be able to do that. So begin to figure out who's going to do what. It won't be a 50-50 split. You may still end up doing a lion's share of it, but it's a good time to begin to involve everyone else in it too.
Okay, and number 2, involve the kids. This is where I think many moms out there, including myself, struggle for just what you said. It will take longer for me to explain it, do it, maybe have to help out at the end.
True.
How do we do this and do it with grace?
Well, that's part of delegating, because there's a learning curve, and so it is going to take a minute. But in the long run, it's not even just about that activity. It's really about giving them these life skills. And so when we talk about involving kids, it's not just in the physical activities, but it's in the mental effort that is required to carry out these activities. So if your kids are old enough, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's a great time to involve them. Listen, I've got gifts for grandma and grandpa. We've got your 3 cousins we've got to get gifts for. Here's my budget. I need the gifts to arrive this day. Give me some suggestions, like research and help me figure out what we're going to do for these folks. It requires them to conceptualize it, to plan it out, and then to execute, and then to come to you with some suggestions. It's a small thing, but it begins the process of requiring them to think through the process of accomplishing a goal.
You mentioned that word budget too, because this is a time of year that can be incredibly expensive for so many people, and especially this year. Go to the grocery store, you're spending $37 on what you spent $28 last year this time.
Easily.
Or more.
Yes.
So how can we stick with the budget and sort of express that to everyone and get them involved in it?
So you want to have a budget, but I want you to think of it like this. You want to have a budget financially, but you also want to have a time budget, because the holidays can really zap up a lot of your time. And if you're a working parent, you've got a limited amount of days off. And so do you want to spend all of those days running from party to party, from event to event? I've got friends that absolutely, that's exactly what they want to do. But some of us want to take a minute to really enjoy the activities. So set that budget before you ever set foot in the store, before you log in online, set the budget for what you're going to spend financially, but also have a budget for your time so that you can actually be part of enjoying the holidays and not just running from event to event.
We do have Thanksgiving already next week, so a lot of folks are already preparing their foods, what they're going to have their meal. You can maybe have a few shortcuts there. I remember back in the day, before kids, I would make cornbread. I would let it dry out for a few days. Then I would make my stuffing out of that, and it took days to make one dish, but it doesn't have to be that way.
It really doesn't. Think about it like this. What can I streamline? What am I doing that I can still do, but maybe do it differently? So are you sending holiday cards? Are you writing that long letter that tells everybody month by month what we did? Is that required? Do you have to gather everyone in a holiday outfit, or can you grab a picture from vacation and with AI slap a wreath behind you and send that out? So just think about, I'm doing things, but how can I streamline? I've got friends that put up 4, 5, 6 Christmas trees.
Wow.
Do you have the capacity for that this
I do
year?
not, no.
No, because it's not just putting up the tree, it's putting up the decorations, taking the decorations off, cleaning. There's a lot involved. As far as a menu, I've got a girlfriend that's taken up some baking. She's offered to bake, some extra cakes and pies for some of her close friends. Think about, what am I doing? How can I streamline it? And do I have to do all of it?
And the answer is probably no.
The answer is always no. Yeah.
So what is our number 5 tip?
And number 5, this goes really smoothly into it. It's the month of November. Let the name of the month itself remind you that you have the right to say no to some things this month.
I love it.
Just think about all of the different things that come, like how many Christmas cookie exchanges do you really need to go to?
Yeah.
How many? So just think about it. I have the right to very politely decline any invitation. I have the right to be able to set the capacity that's going to work for me, and it's still going to be a great holiday. It doesn't have to be perfect to be amazing.
Oh my goodness, November. I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life. And I might be calling you, Deborah, for a little pep talk as I'm going through the season, and you want to make sure that everyone's included, but sometimes enough is enough.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Deborah. Such a great conversation, really valuable information. For more information on the services that Deborah Porter provides, just look for a link on our show website by early this afternoon. Of course, that's virginiathismorning.com. Mr. B, I will send it your way. Such great advice from Deborah.
You got no June, no April, no January. No January. Thank you, Deborah. All right, folks, mark your calendars for Saturday, December the 7th. The 41st Annual Dominion Energy Christmas Parade returns to Richmond along Broad Street, of course. You will see fun and festive floats, giant helium balloons, high school and college marching bands, superheroes, legendary Santa, and they will all make their way from the Science Museum of Virginia down to 7th Street. 2024 Team USA member, Olympic swimmer, and medalist Charlie Swanson, a Richmond native, will serve as this year's Grand Marshal. How cool is that? All right, now here's what's new and exciting at Bryant and Stratton College.
This segment is sponsored by Bryant and Stratton College.
There's no question that the recent pandemic has greatly impacted many of our state and local healthcare facilities in regards to both staffing and personnel retention, specifically in the field of nursing. Bottom line, there's a significant need for nursing professionals in the future. Joining me today to tell us how her college is training student nurses of today into our nation's heroes of tomorrow is Beth Murphy, Richmond Campus Director for Bryant and Stratton College. Thank you for being here, Beth.
Oh, thanks for having me, Amy.
So how does Bryant and Stratton College really get the most qualified nurses into positions that suit them?
Well, it's by working with the students. When they call, if somebody calls and says, hey, I want to study nursing, we don't just say, oh, let me sign you up. We talk to people because the healthcare market is very, very broad. And a lot of times people don't realize you can be in healthcare, but maybe you're working behind the scenes in a doctor's office and billing type of thing. There's tons of opportunities. So it's really about sitting down and talking to the prospective student about what their strengths and weaknesses are and getting them on that right path.
So when someone is interested in becoming a nurse, why is it important for them to find a credible program, and how does Bryant and Stratton fit into that?
The good thing about nursing and also medical assisting is that in order to get your licensure, there are tests, and those test results are actually public knowledge, right? Because nobody wants to go through a program of study like nursing or medical assisting and then not be able to get licensure. So I think it's really important that people, whether you're looking at Bryant and Stratton College or elsewhere, look and see what are the test results, what are those past results. Also look and see about programmatic accreditation. Both our nursing and our medical assisting programs are accredited, and that means to your future employer, it speaks to the curriculum, the type of exposure you had when you were in school. So a little bit of research can save you a lot of heartache in the end.
What are some other trainings and support that Bryant and Stratton can offer students who are interested in these careers?
Outside of an incredible classroom experience, it's about those internships, the clinical sites, and that's where our employer partners come in, where they're offering great opportunities for our students when they're still with us, but doing these clinicals and internships.
You talk about that. Who are some of these partners, and how just important are they to that equation?
We are so fortunate. You know, our local employers realize that our graduates are staying in the area, so our community is very invested. HCA has been an incredible partner, but so has Bon Secours, VCU Health, the Laurel, Sheltering Arms. I mean, I could go down the list. We are so fortunate to have the support of our local employers.
So if folks are interested, now it's time for them to get enrolled. You have a rapid registration open house coming up. What is that?
Yes, so on Saturday, December 7th, people can come to the campus. You can talk to an admissions representative about what you might be interested in studying, tour the campus, maybe get a little snack, because our next semester does start in September. And I know January. Our next semester starts in January, look at me. And I know that seems like there's a lot of time, but for a lot of these medical healthcare programs of study, there's a lot of paperwork that needs to get done. So I encourage you, if you've been thinking about healthcare at all, come to the December 7th open house and we can get you started.
That would be so exciting for someone. Start the new year with the path for a new career.
Exactly, I love it.
Great information. Thank you for coming in today, Beth. Bryant and Stratton College's Rapid Registration Day and Open House Kickoff is happening Saturday, December 7th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Bryant and Stratton Richmond campus. For more information, give the team a call at 888-839-1718 or visit the website bryantstratton.edu. Connect on social media as well. Stay with us. We're right back with Virginia This Morning. Welcome back, everybody. We love seeing all the fun and exciting things that you have been up to in your daily lives.
So please continue to share them so we can share them right back at you here on the air during Everywhere You Are.
Let's start it off today with Chanel Jackson Thrower. She shared that she and her sister saw award-winning R&B singer-songwriter Anthony Hamilton at the Altria Theater. They said his performance was amazing and that it was a fantastic night. I bet they had a great time out there.
It looked pretty amazing getting ready to go to the show, too.
Yes, they did.
Our friend and colleague Marissa Beyer celebrated her birthday in the best way. She participated in the Richmond Marathon over this weekend. She trained for that by running around the studio all day long here, and she does that a great job on that. Congratulations, Marissa.
And the running around the studio wasn't even for the marathon training. That was just her day-to-day time at CBS 6. We thank her for that, and happy birthday again. And Carrie Smith made some glass ornaments at the Glass Spot over the weekend. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that this place existed, but I think I must make a stop at the Glass Spot sometime soon. Looks like a lot of fun. Having fun with your family, friends, and pets, we like to share in the adventure while staying connected to you.
Please send us a video, picture, or comment to our Virginia This Morning Facebook or Instagram page, or email us at virginiathismorning@wtvr.com. It's easy to do. We'll take care of all the rest of it.
Baron Ryan is an award-winning pianist and motivational speaker. He refers to his style as where classic meets cool,
Nice.
kind of like Bill Bevins. This Oklahoma native stops by when he's in town.
We wanted to share one of his past performances with you. That was nice. Once again, that's award-winning pianist Baron Ryan. Baron has just released a new album. There Arises Light in the Darkness is the name of it, and it is currently available.
We've extended an invitation to Baron to come back to our live show the next time he's in town. He has a concert scheduled at the Parkinson Center for the Arts and Education in Chester on Saturday, February 15th at 7:30 p.m.
Welcome back to our live Wednesday morning show. The Let's Make a Deal Scratcher is the latest one from the Virginia Lottery. CBS 6 and the Virginia Lottery are giving 4 lucky contestants the chance to win a $100 Scratcher prize pack. For more information, just visit the link that you see on right there on your screen right now. And be sure to tune in on Monday, November 25th, when we will announce the second winner. And good luck. And before we head to break, you can cash in and use some discounts on some holiday gift ideas. Take a look at this.
This segment is sponsored by AAA Mid-Atlantic.
I'm not sure where this year went, but here we are on the cusp of the holiday shopping season. Many of you are already looking for deals, and AAA has some great offers for members right now through their discount and rewards partners. AAA Mid-Atlantic's Morgan Dean is here to tell us all about it. Hi, Morgan.
Hey, Amy, it's great to see you. I don't know where the year went either. If you find it, let me know.
Yeah, but we have some great ideas here for anybody who wants to get a jump start on their shopping.
And it's a great thing for members. Their card from their membership card is basically their coupon. So let's start running through it. Who doesn't love a gift of food? Are you ready?
I certainly do.
I'm going to tempt your taste buds. Take a look at this. The gourmet food gifting company, Harry and David, and their Tower of Treats is one of the most popular gifts they sell. Take a look. It features the famous Royal Riviera pears, as well as a sampling of nuts, milk chocolate mousse munch popcorn, chocolate-covered cherries, and their signature chocolate truffles. It comes packed just like you see here. What a great gift. It's available at Harry and David. AAA members get a 25% discount using the code 25AAA. You can check it out at AAA.com/Harry and David.
And if food isn't your thing, I don't know why it wouldn't be, but you have some other ideas too.
Oh, we sure do. Now check this out. This is a really neat thing, a great gift that will get used year in and year out. This is from our friends at Personalization Mall. They offer thousands of personalized and unique gifts and keepsakes. This is the Cookies for Jolly Santa tray. It can be engraved with your kids or your family name. We engraved it here with Virginia this morning, team. You guys are on the nice list, not the naughty list, so that's a great thing. It really is something that'll get used year in and year out there. It's available at personalizationmall.com. Members get it for 25% off with code 25AAA. Check it out right now at AAA.com/PMALL.
And you know, flowers are always such a great gift to give someone that you care about.
Absolutely. All the parties you're going to, maybe it's a host gift, maybe it's a centerpiece for the table around the holidays, maybe it's for somebody you won't see over the holidays. 1-800-Flowers has you covered. Be a gracious guest and send them this beautiful bouquet here. This is the Candy Cane Swirl Roses.
So pretty.
And as soon as you say the name, you can see it there. Isn't that lovely for the holidays? This is the great part. They are designed and delivered by local florists. So you're supporting local florists. Great gift for so many people that you might have on your list. Check it out. $89.99 to $149.99. AAA members get them for 30% off.
Wow.
Check it out now. 30AAA is the code to use at AAA.com/1-800-Flowers.
And you know, we were talking about this year has gone by so quickly. We are now in the holiday shopping season, and that means we've already made so many memories for the year that there's a great way that you can preserve those and show them off.
Yeah, you got all those pictures on your phone.
Yep.
Why not do something with them with the folks at Shutterfly, our great partners there? Very easy. Download the app. You can start to upload all of those pictures and turn them into a very unique gift here. So take a look. I've even brought in some of the books and the calendar that I've put together here recently. Mugs, decor, cards, photo books, anything you want. And I can imagine they have it there with 100% happiness guarantee. Upload all those photos, start to build what you want. They can help you out with idea pages and everything else. For AAA members right now, it's a free 8x11 wall calendar. Add your favorite pictures, your backgrounds, even put your personalized dates on the calendar itself and they're ready to go. The second part of that is there's also free shipping on orders of $59 or more. Check it out, AAA.com/Shutterfly.
We love saving money. And you know, so many folks eating a lot of cookies this time of year. If you maybe left them out for Santa or you're eating some Harry and David at home, you have some exercise equipment that will, you know, get you into the new year and your goals for 2025.
Hopefully maybe you ate some of the reindeer carrots on the personalization mall gift there. So yeah, we've got Active Fit Direct here. You want to live healthy and be active during the holiday season. Never fear, they can help. It's one of the nation's leading fitness networks, serving millions of members for just $28 a month. You have the choice of more than 12,000 gyms all across the country that you can use no matter where you're on a trip or across town. Some of the big names involved with that: 24-Hour Fitness, Crunch Fitness, Curves, and many, many others. There's also one-on-one coaching, and there are videos you can watch at home and do some training at home if you don't even have the time to get out there. And folks can check out those videos even before they sign up, kind of take it for a test drive to see if they are interested. Learn more at AAA.com/ActiveFitDirect and take a look at that. And don't forget, with all of this stuff, it's unlocked with your membership. If you're still looking for a gift for someone, membership in and of itself is a great gift each and every year.
It is the gift that keeps on giving when you are on the side of the road with a flat tire. AAA to the rescue. So
we call it peace of mind in your pocket.
And I love that. And I love what you said too. Your AAA card is your coupon.
It is.
For all of this that you see.
Sure is.
Thank you, Morgan.
Thanks, Amy.
Great ideas. You can learn more about all of these discounts and more by visiting AAA.com/discounts. Virginia This Morning returns after the break.
All right, folks, it's time for mac and cheese. We can't wait to dig in and say more, please. More cheese, please.
Bill and I both have our eye on seconds and thirds and fourths of popular Chef Kendra House's signature dish. She is here to feature Chef K's famous Southern macaroni and cheese, the perfect side dish to complement your meal. It is so great to have you back, Kendra.
Good to be back, guys.
Well, before we go any further, congratulations on the big win in the cornbread contest.
You.
That's pretty
cornbread's
darn
pretty
impressive.
popular.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Well, all right, now you're having some problems with our stovetop here. It's not cooperating. So we're just going to continue to march and pretend that it is. So
I can walk you through the steps, though.
Yeah, let's just go through the steps. It's going to work out just
so
fine.
we've got our ingredients out. And the first thing we would want to do is make a roux. Have you heard of a roux before?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
We'd want to start off with a roux. So you're going to need, that's flour and that's butter. But you could also use other things like, some people use duck fat. Can you believe it?
Wow, instead of butter?
Yeah, if you want to make it super glorious.
You want to make it a little fancy.
Or something like ghee, but I always use butter. Don't skimp on the butter. It's got to be real butter, okay? So what we would do is we would put a whole stick of butter in here with about a 1/4 cup of this flour. And what we would do is we would just put the temperature on low and just stir this up. We don't want it to be like a dark roux. That's something that you would use more for like a gumbo. But for like a bechamel or a cream sauce, you would just need it to just be a little bit of a light brown color. If the stove was working, I could have shown you.
So it's just flour and butter.
Flour and butter, stir it up until it's
up.
nice and smooth. You don't want any lumps.
How do you keep the lumps out of it?
Just keep stirring.
Just keep stirring. That's the hard part
Just keep
sometimes.
stirring. Yep. And then after that point, you would want to use ingredients are really important. You need to use quality ingredients.
Yes, you do.
Don't skimp 2% milk, skim milk. We don't want any of that. It's the holidays, right? We want to have that full fat to give that glorious creamy cheese. So what we would use is heavy cream, whole milk, or half and half. But you just need to use a high fat content of a milk or a cream.
It's going to be creamy.
That would be after your roux is nice and stirred, no lumps. You'd add that milk, and then the star of the show, the cheeses, right? Let's talk about some of these cheeses we have out today. So I'm doing a 5-cheese blend, but you could use, honestly, whatever cheeses you want. But for today, I've got sharp cheddar, yellow. You need that in your Southern mac and cheese. You always need a sharp cheddar, and even an extra sharp cheddar would work as well. I also went with a smoked Gouda for that smokiness.
Somebody took a little nibble out of that.
This guy.
Yeah, that's real good.
Yes. And then I always like to go with something that's a stretchy or creamy cheese, like mozzarella, Havarti, provolone, something like that that's going to give a good stretch. And then always something like a Colby Jack or a Monterey Jack goes really well, but I love to top it off with fresh Parmesan for that salty crispiness.
Yes, yes.
You know, you've got a big bag here that you shredded, and I asked when I walked over, I said, did you shred this yourself? And you said,
did.
of course you did.
I sure
because the difference between the cheese you shred yourself and the packaged, there's no comparison.
Yeah, because when you use the shredded from the store, there's actually like a preservative on there that stops it from getting really stretchy. So you would definitely want to make sure that you use a food processor or a grater or a rotary cheese grater and get that nice and shredded yourself. But another thing we need to talk about, another good trick when you're making your mac and cheese, make sure that you're seasoning your noodles, not just at the end. You're not just going to season it when you put the cheese sauce. You're going to season those noodles directly.
Okay.
I've got salt and pepper for just a classic taste.
When we were on the other side of the room, I glanced over to see what you were doing, and you were giving the noodles a drink of water.
Yeah, well, I was giving the noodles a drink of water because they've been sitting.
Oh, okay.
So you don't want them to start clumping together.
Okay.
So I was just giving them a little bit so they wouldn't stick.
Okay.
But you would also, a secret ingredient, add that Cajun seasoning.
Yes, okay, give it a little kick.
Yep, I put the Cajun seasoning in the sauce so that the sauce can be flavored. And I season the sauce and the noodles.
Okay.
And make sure you're tasting it often because you want it to have flavor, right? So make sure you're tasting it for seasoning. You are going to make your cheese sauce. You've got your noodles al dente. And then you're just going to get a cast iron pot like me. You guys know I love a cast iron pot.
Oh, it just makes everything better, all the seasoning that's in there over all the past meals that you've cooked.
Absolutely. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your seasoned noodles. You are going to get them in that glorious cheese sauce. Get it all over every noodle. And then you're going to keep some cheese reserved on the side so that you can layer in your pan. You're going to take your cheesy macaroni, put it in your pan, whatever dish you want to use, or a cast iron. And then you're going to put some extra shredded cheese on there and do one more layer, kind of like you're doing lasagna.
Okay.
And then you're going to top it with more cheese.
More cheese.
More cheese and a little bit of pepper. And then you end up with this glorious thing. After about 20 minutes and maybe a quick little broil to get it nice and toasty, and then just sprinkle it with a little parsley, and everybody will think you're the star of the show with that mac and cheese.
So let's get back to the layering, though.
Yeah.
Are you supposed to stir it once it's in there, or just kind of let it sit?
Yep, just like kind of like you would do a lasagna.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
and if you're just joining us and you're saying, why isn't Kendra actually doing this? She's just talking about it. It's because our stovetop here is malfunctioning.
It just
here.
went out.
It was working.
It's okay.
Earlier. But anyway, so that's why we're doing this. But I think everybody's getting the idea of the flow on how this is working.
Yep.
And we'll have the recipe on our website later on this afternoon.
And if we can get this to work during the commercial break, what we will do is I will record on my phone the process, and
Okay.
we will put that there because it's important to see the expert do it.
It's pretty easy once you see it.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, folks, and the quality control part, because she already made some in advance, is coming up. Don't go away. We'll be right back after a quick break.
Love the recipes you see on the show? Visit virginiathismorning.com. Click on the Recipes tab and find your favorites to try out on your own.
Earlier in the show, we gave you the phrase, take it with a grain of salt. You probably know what it means, but let's find out where that comes from. All right, this one goes all the way back to 77 AD. It was thought that a grain of salt would help with digestion, or maybe a grain of salt would be an antidote for poison. And that's where that comes from.
Well, my lesson did not go back to 77 AD, but so did I win or not? I said, you know, digestion, foods.
Nope. Good try, though.
Good try.
All right, so we had a little problem here technically, and then we had a cooktop underneath here.
Yep,
So we
this
got
will
that
work.
out, and it's working, and so the butter is melting.
Yep, we're melting this butter, and as soon as this butter melts, I'm gonna go ahead and add that flour. Remember, that's how we make a roux. 1 part flour, 1 part fat. Typically, it's butter.
Tell
Real
me
butter.
about this pan that you're working with, because that's a nice looking pan there.
It's just a non-stick pan, one of the fancy ones.
How long have you been using this cast
This
iron?
cast iron was actually my mother-in-law.
Okay,
Yep.
So, and she's in her 60s, so who knows? That may have been passed on to her. So.
And that's what makes them so special because
Yeah.
I still remember my grandmother cooking in one that it was so magical, everything that came out of it. It was the
Yeah.
best food that you ever ate.
And it's perfect for mac and cheese for those crunchy edges too. But you really could use a fancy dish too, like this one is. This is like porcelain. You could use that as well.
Yeah.
So if you're making in this guy, how do you clean it to get the cheese off of
All you've got to do is just use a good scrubber or a Brillo pad, or sometimes I just use a wooden spoon.
Okay.
Don't put any soap in there.
Yeah,
Don't
you
you
don't
dare
wanna-
put soap.
You don't want to clean it
soap.
too much because then there goes all the seasoning from your past meals.
Yep.
Okay, so
I'm
this is the
starting on this roux, but I've got to
Yep.
make sure that I stir, stir, stir. Remember, we want to make sure we get
No
all
lumps.
those no lumps. Good job, Bill. Make sure that's no lumps. I'm going to get you guys to hand me the stuff. How about that?
Okay, we'll make it a much
Right?
quicker
See how
process.
smooth this is getting?
Yeah, it
very
looks
smooth.
great.
First, it started off with some lumps, but this is what you call a blonde roux. That's all you need for a cheese sauce.
Okay.
All right, it's getting nice and smooth, so we're gonna add our heavy cream.
Okay.
Just give me that big, large one.
Okay.
And it's gonna immediately start thickening
Yum.
to be like the base of our cheese sauce.
And what's the heat on this? Is it medium heat, high heat, low heat?
You would need to do it about a medium heat.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
And what is our next ingredient that we can get?
All those glorious cheeses.
Any particular order we need to go with?
Nope, just dump them all in
go.
after you shred them.
Here
Got
we
Gouda
go.
right here.
Hand me one, I'll hand them
Yep.
over.
This is going to
Yep,
be
Gouda,
the.
sharp cheddar.
Should we say? You said
Yeah,
the
save the
Parmesan for
Parmesan.
the end.
Yep, we can save that for the end.
Okay.
We've got some Monterey Jack, or you can use Colby Jack.
And you said the stretchy cheese. That's a mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Very good.
Stretching.
Yep, and actually you could use whatever cheeses you want. Honestly, even if you just wanted to use cheddar, you could.
Yeah, but
Be
but
fancy.
It wouldn't be as good as this.
Yeah, be fancy. Let's see if this will get hot enough so we can make sure all this cheese melts. But this is the general process. You're just going to keep stirring, stirring, stirring until all those cheeses melt, and it's going to look kind of like Velveeta, but it's not Velveeta.
Okay.
Just
and
nice
then
and smooth.
you already cooked the pasta.
Yep, we already cooked
And
that.
you seasoned the pasta.
We're going to season it.
Okay.
We're going to throw a little seasoning on there. If you
Some of
want, you
this?
can do the honors.
Yeah.
We're going to throw some on there.
You need to mix that up.
Yeah.
Yep, you would need to mix that up if you've got a big bowl, a mixing bowl or something like that.
Okay.
You would give that a good stir. And what I do is I always taste my noodles just to make sure they're extra good, you know?
Yeah.
Save a little bit of your seasoning for your cheese sauce once all those
Sure.
cheeses are melted.
Amy, knock one of those out. So she says, taste your noodles. I want-
Taste your food, guys, as you're cooking it. Okay, that's going to be very important. It should taste
Oh,
like
it's good.
there should be flavor before you even add
There
that
is
cheese
flavor.
sauce.
It's great.
That's something a lot of people don't do, you know? Make sure you're tasting your food as you go.
Okay, so then do we
Just
put the
waiting on-
Cajun in it too, or is that goes in there?
Yeah, that goes in here.
Okay.
Still waiting on this to just get all melty. But yeah, you would
still
put a
got the-
little bit of Cajun seasoning in here.
Parmesan cheese still sitting out too, waiting.
Yep, that's going to be on the top. Once we get this going, just waiting on that heat to heat up.
And if we don't have time before the show ends, again, I will put together a video that we'll put on our social media
there.
of you doing the honors of putting the macaroni into the beautiful sauce.
Yep.
And then layering.
Layering. Just going to put all of this cheese sauce on all of those noodles.
Okay.
They need to be fully coated. You don't want
Is that
any
bowl big
left-
enough?
I know, I'm going to put it in here.
Oh, I'm gonna put it
Yeah,
in there.
yeah. You don't want any naked noodles. They need to be all coated in
No
the cheese
naked
sauce.
noodles on our show, folks.
I like that. No naked noodles. That should be the motto for all chefs everywhere.
Well, this has been a
Yes.
very stirring show, but we're out of time. Thank you for watching Virginia This Morning. We appreciate you stopping by.
Our live show returns tomorrow at 8:56 a.m. Until then, be kind to yourself and each other and have a wonderful Wednesday. Check out our social media later. We will get the rest of this recipe on there for you.
Good improvising.
Good stuff.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Get in there.